Oh, there you are, YouTube. Doodaloo, 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 doot. Subscribe. Okay. October 4th, we are watching...
I can't even read that. What does that say?
Lights Out.
Lights Out, all right. Cool, first time watch. You know, that felt a little produced. It was made by WB, Warner Brothers, and, like, not WB like the show, channel, I mean, like Warner Brothers Studios. And it just had a very, produced feel. And I haven't seen the original because this was based off of a short film, I think by the same director. And I remember that being very hyped, well-loved, and people describing it as very scary and all of that. And I'm guessing it was. I think I saw clips from the short film, but watching this, it, like the monster, the ghost, the scary thing is very terrifying. I think well designed and effective. There's only like one part where we get a look at their face, and it's like, you probably shouldn't have done that, because it really was more effective when you couldn't quite get a full makeup of what this person looked like, this monster ghost thing. And I don't know, when they showed that, it was just kind of like, you didn't have to do that. That would have been nice if you didn't show. But I don't know, it was just like all of the scary parts were good. Everything involving the ghost monster thing, Shadow, was very successful, but then a lot of the story stuff just felt a little produced, too well thought out, too clean, maybe. Like the main character, I think her name, I don't know what her name is. I think the actress's name is Peyton or something like that. I don't know. Like, she's supposed to be like a metalhead, or you know, like harder music, and just like the posters on her wall were just like very cliche. The way she was dressing was very cliche. It just felt very artificial. That's what I'm trying to say. Everything surrounding the scary parts just had an artificial quality to it, and a lack of believability. Even like the boyfriend, I liked her boyfriend though, because he was just a good guy throughout the entire movie. They didn't, you know, like paint him as some jerk or something, where I feel like maybe with the clothing he was wearing, they were trying to, you know, make us wonder, is this guy a jerk of a boyfriend? And he didn't turn out to be. So that was kind of cool, the way they, you know, switched our expectations with him. But yeah, just everything sort of surrounding the scary stuff felt artificial. And I'm assuming, like, in the short film, they don't have a lot of that stuff. And that's why maybe the short film is so successful and loved. I still haven't seen it. But, you know, then they had to build a story around that. And the story works, but I just feel like it's a little too glossy. I think that's the problem. It's less that the story doesn't work, and just how clean, glossy, perfect it is. It just, I don't know, everybody needed to be in like clothing that had been a little bit more worn down or something. Hair shouldn't have been as perfect as it was. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of it was just the visual quality just felt a little off to me. Some of the acting too, but you know, it was like big studio horror film acting sort of thing, meant for the masses and high school kids to come see it, like that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I loved all the scary stuff. Like the jump scares were great, and jump scares, you know, a lot of times are dumb, and I thought they were all done very well. So all of the scary aspects to this movie were good. I was jumping, my wife was jumping. I think the creature design again was jumping, and basically this creature, I guess I'll get into it a little bit, was like a living person that had like this extreme, I can't remember the name, it's like a type of UV photo sensitivity to their skin or something. And if they were exposed to any light, basically it would just burn their skin. And then, you know, eventually I think this person, like, they spontaneously combusted while these doctors were doing experiments on them, trying to figure out, you know, if she could survive certain things. And their name's Diana. So it's funny that there's like this monster, scary, ghost-looking thing called Diana. But yeah, she's basically, you know, haunting this family because the mom was like her best friend sort of thing and neglected or abandoned her during this time. And she's sort of trying to get revenge and get the mom all to herself and, you know, trying to kill off the kids and everything. Oh, but this movie did have, like, okay, so I would keep talking about how this is like a studio film, but do you remember The Lodge yesterday when I'm talking about Alicia Silverstone and like her character like kills herself and it's just like such a bleak movie? That happens in this movie. Spoilers, sorry. That happens in this movie at the very end, and that's sort of the way, you know, the day is saved, because a lot of this stuff is like existing, the ghost is existing because she's inside the mind of the mother, and you know, exists because of the mother's memory, basically. And yeah, so the way she solves this problem is by offing herself at the very end. And it's like, why do I keep having to watch this in movies where we have these parentless children at the end? And it's just like super sad. But this, again, because it's sort of a glossy studio film, it didn't feel as sad. I mean, it was, but you know, The Lodge, that was super bleak, and that was like hurting me, like watching that, just thinking about the kids not having their mom around anymore. And you get that with this, but again, much more glossy way. And I was just surprised they did that in a studio film, and honestly, I just didn't expect the movie to take it that far, because I think it's only rated PG-13, and it just seemed extreme, and it was very unexpected that that's how things were going to get solved at the end. So I guess kudos for that, but why did that happen 2 days in a row with yesterday's movie and today's movie? I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like I still like it. I just wish it was a little grittier. Maybe if it were an indie film. Maybe if it just, like, the set design wasn't so perfect, I think, and like the bedrooms, and, you know, get just a little grungier, I think would have solved a lot of my issues with the movie. But I don't know. Again, the creature, the ghost, whatever, shadow, whatever you want to call it, Diana, was very well designed, very well utilized, moved amazingly, looked fantastic, very scary. The jump scares were great. And yeah, I mean, it's not going to go down in history or anything. Maybe the short film will. I don't know. I guess I still got to see it. But, you know, in the end, it works. To a degree. To a degree. So, that's my review. And perhaps I'll see you tomorrow for more Peer Hangout. Doodaloo, 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 doot. Subscribe!